Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of What Nobody Told Me After 65. Well, it's your lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. You've reached the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Hi. I promised you a video today. However, I realized that I had not followed up on a previous video I had done about a little town in Texas that was doing a pilot program where they were giving participants $1,000 a month for a year. So I went back to see how they made out and find out what the results were. The year is not up, but I thought it interesting that when I went back to research it, there are quite a few states that are doing this same pilot program. So I am titling this video, What's Money Got to Do with It? Everything. In February of 2024 in Austin, Texas, about 135 families were given $1,000 a month for a year. That works out to $12,000 a year. And for the whole program to run, that was about $1,620,000. $1 million for a year to give these families a boost. But that's a drop in the bucket. I don't know how many residents they have in Austin, Texas, but 135 families, I don't know how they came up with that number. I would have done 200 families or maybe 500 families. If you did 500 families at $1,000 a month, that's about $6 million. I don't know that would have helped any. I mean, if you have a population of 750,000 people or, as a matter of fact, let's look and see what is the population for Austin, Texas, so I can talk rather intelligently about it. So, population, Austin, Texas. Population in Austin, Texas in 2022, 2 years ago, was 974,447 people. How did they come up with 135 families out of 974,000? How did they come up with 135 families? Who is that even helping? So anyway, this study, a pilot program, it was designed to help keep families in Austin. Apparently they were losing residents at an alarming rate. And when they looked at the residents that were leaving, they were on the lower economic scale, and they decided they could give them a couple dollars to help them stay around. So this study was conducted by the Urban Institute. However, they found that the money was used as intended. Nobody played with it. Nobody cheated. Everybody played by the rules, even though there were no restrictions. So if you wanted to go out and buy $1,000 worth of booze, okay. $1,000 and buy your son a new pair of sneakers, oh well. There were no restrictions. However, the study has found, because this was in 2024, the study has found that most of the money was for rent and food. Ironically, the money didn't have any rules or restrictions on how it could be spent, but the families did the right thing anyway. So I was curious as to what were the outcomes after the 12 months. We haven't finished yet. February of 2025 will make the 12 months. But as I was researching, I found that there were other programs in the country that are following these same principles. This particular pilot program, employment remained relatively stable throughout the program. The hypothesis was if we give them money, they'll stop working. I don't think anybody would stop working for $1,000 a month. Now, as an additional to what I already had to help me become stable, that's a good deal. But I don't think anybody was going to quit their job to sit at home for $1,000 a month. But that's what these think tanks, that's what these wackos, that's what they thought. 9% of the participants who reported reducing their working hours have stated that they used the time to skill up, to get better skills for the future. And the other half took on caretaking responsibilities. They reduced their working hours in order to take care of children or an ailing parent. Food security improved steadily over the course of the pilot, but some measures reverted to enrollment levels. That just means that the people, if they had these 137 families, there were some reports that people didn't get a leg up. They maintained. They were at the same level that they were at when they started the pilot. So I'm looking to see if they could expand the program or continue it, but they haven't finished the 12 months yet. While I was searching, I also found that PG County in Maryland also has what they're calling a basic income program. Now, it started in 2023. They have $4 million guaranteed to foster economic stability and mobility for economically deprived families. Their program is open to seniors also. But get this, you can only be up to 65, I think. So they are servicing in PG County seniors and economically vulnerable youth with a stipend of $800 a month for 24 months. And they chose 50 young people between the ages of 18 and 24. They used to be in foster care. All right? And they chose 125 seniors with no strings attached. There were no employment requirements. There were no income requirements. 125 seniors. And I don't have the data yet. But that was in PG County, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore. I found in September 27th, 2023, that the 118th Congress enacted a bill, which was H.R. 5776, which directs the Department of Health and Human Services to establish and implement a 3-year pilot program to provide a guaranteed monthly income to individuals, to individual taxpayers, had to be paying taxes, between 18 and 65, in collaboration with the IRS and other nonprofit services, other nonprofit agencies in collaboration with the IRS and other nonprofit agencies with expertise in social science experimentation. They wanted to develop and award income subsidies to eligible taxpayers and to conduct a study on the outcome of the program. As a result of this bill, the Guaranteed Income Program was developed, and it was just started in 2024. $495 million will be given each year to the Guaranteed Income Program until 2028. Please note, the Guaranteed Income Program redistributes wealth to people in need, especially those who have been historically impacted by a lack of opportunities. So, the Guaranteed Income Pilot Program, nationwide, because I told you I found other states that had it, nationwide, people were given $1,000 a month. Okay? Those who received $1,000 a month were 5% more likely to report having a budget. You give them $1,000 on top of what they already have, all of a sudden they see the need to budget. That's a good thing. Now, these guys got $1,000 a month, but they also had what's called a what kind of group is it? Where they there's a target group where they give them less. They only gave them $50 a month. That's significantly less. I would have thought they'd have given them $500 a month, but they gave them $50 a month. And those who received the $50 a month didn't do any financial accounting. They didn't do any financial planning. $50 didn't make a whip in their budget, in their overall scheme of things. So they didn't even report on what they spent their $50 on. Because, I mean, really, $50 is really nothing today. Cash payments are an imprecise instrument if you want to move the same outcome for everyone. So when you're giving cash money to people, it is harder to predict how it's going to affect the participant until the money's all gone. There are certain situations that will cause you to spend money differently. As long as everything's going well and you don't have any bumps in the road, no car repairs, no catastrophic illness, none of that stuff comes up. If it doesn't, then you can pretty much be on a routine. Even if you're not on a budget, you'd be on a routine because you know you only got 50 extra bucks every month. So, you will not get the same outcome for everyone, but it moves some things, sometimes many things, for most everyone, and it's what they need at the moment. So, the people who are getting $1,000 a month, it's a win-win. It's a plus. They're budgeting, they're buying better food, they are paying their rent or their mortgage on time. It's a boost for them. And it's what you need at that moment. Supporters have long felt that cash gives people autonomy. And autonomy means the capacity to act in accordance with objective morality rather than under the influence of desires. You understand that? Autonomy says that you're going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And no, none of your desires, none of the fact that you like to gamble and you want to go to the casino with this extra money. It's not even happening. So, supporters said that autonomy would cause people to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. However, opponents have said, let me see. Hold on. Let's go back. However, opponents have argued that payments incentivize people to work less. So what they're trying to say is, if you work less, if you get more money, you'll work less. However, the people in the $1,000 bracket, they worked more. They didn't work less. The people who were only getting the $50 tended to work less, call off more, take shorter, want to work shorter hours. Now, check this out. Several states have opted not to participate in this program, in this employment. I'm sorry. What is it called? What's the program being called? In the guaranteed income program, where they're pumping in $495 million into the program until the year 2028. So some of the states that pass laws preventing localities from running guaranteed income programs. Why? Or even issuing payments saying they're a waste of taxpayer dollars and they deter people from working. I'm missing some research I did, and now I can't find it. Oh, it's the Guaranteed Income Program. I want to see how many states. Guaranteed Income Plan is a monthly cash payment given directly to individuals. It's unconditional with no strings attached on how to spend it, and there are no work requirements. The payments are meant to supplement, not replace, the existing social safety net. Now, I want to know how many states guaranteed income. Here's their dashboard, guaranteedincome.us. And it's still in the pilot phase. They have had 8,495 participants who shared their spending data. The largest share of expenditures went to retail sales and service at 36%. Food and groceries were second at 32%. Transport and housing, utilities were next at 9% and 9% respectively. Financial transactions accounted for 6%. Travel, leisure, and entertainment got 4%. Healthcare, miscellaneous, and educational expenses also got 4%. So around the country, let me see how many is telling me. It looks like we have about 24, 26, 28, 30, about 32 cities have decided to enter into this guaranteed income pilot program. And on average, they only got 100, 200, 400 participants. However, in Los Angeles, California, they had 3,200 participants. The monthly payment was $1,000, and the pilot program is only for 1 year. In LA, they had half the number of participants. They had $11.98, $1,000 a month, and their pilot program was going to be for 3 years. New Orleans, Louisiana, had 125 participants. They only got $350 a month, and they're only doing their pilot for 10 months. $3,500 over 10 months. Terrible. New Orleans and Indianapolis both had 470 participants, but they only received $200 a month, $50 a week, and they're doing their program for 1.3 years. Not quite 2. New York City only had 1,200. Wow, LA had more than anybody. But New York City had 1,200 participants, and they receive up to $1,000 a month. And this program is for 3 years. So there's quite a few states that are now doing the guaranteed, the guaranteed income program. $495 million each year. So they're partnering with these cities, and they are applying for other monies and foundations and what have you. Because I can't imagine you're only getting, like in, who is it's only giving 50 in New Orleans and Indianapolis? They're only giving $50 a week. Not even quite worth the headache. You know what I mean? So this was my follow-up. It's not over till it's over. The one that I talked about in Austin, Texas, won't be over until February of 2025. In the meantime, I'll come back and give you an update, because this information resulted in a previous video for which we were talking about the stipend, the extra money that was given to the folks in Austin, Texas. And I guess after they did it, other states wanted to jump on board. So I got my information from guaranteedincome.us. You can go to their website if you like. See, is your state a participant? Find out what the requirements are and apply. Who knows? Maybe they don't have enough people. I think it's a good program, but is it sustainable? Can you do this year after year after year after year? Even with attrition, I think that's the right term, when people are dying off and being replaced by younger people, I don't think this is sustainable. You can't keep this up. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. In the next couple of days, I'm going to try to give you something on that national church residence. That's the information I found when I was doing the research for the video senior housing or 202 housing. I'm going to expand on that, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. However, I ask that you continue to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell somebody about what nobody told me after 65. I could sure use the support. Thank you so much, and remember, you don't know what you don't know. Take care.